All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jennifer Pluta. I'm the Director of Veteran Career Services here at Syracuse University. Today, we're kicking off another OVMA Career Connections series with our partners from Fiserv. This series is designed to connect our military community, our students with employers and industry leaders who offer meaningful career opportunities, but also understand the value of veterans and currently serving members bring to the workforce. Fiserv is a global financial technology leader powering payments, banking, and commerce around the world. And believe it or not, many of you use it every day and don't even know it. So before I kick it off, we're going to, do, and I'm going to, before I kick it off, I just want to let you know we're going to have about a 30-minute presentation and we'll have opportunity at the end to do Q&A. And with that being said, I'd like to kick it over to our friends at Fiserv.
Thanks, Jennifer. Hi, everyone. My name is Seth Peterson. I am an Army veteran. I retired out of the Army in 22, and then I joined Fiserv through Hiring Our Heroes Corporate Fellowship Program. And I've been working under the Office of Corporate Citizenship ever since. So within my portfolio, I help manage our military employment strategy, which is why I work so closely with Nate, Charisse, and their team. But then I also help manage our programming as far as our employee engagement, associate engagement, we call it, when you come on. So our different employee resource groups and different things like that. We'll talk more about that later. And then I also had the privilege of being able to work with Syracuse IVMF through their Onward Opportunity. I received my green belt certification through Lean Six Sigma through them. So I'm always near and dear to my heart to be able to give back to Syracuse, and so I'm just very happy to be here. I'm going to turn it over to Nate Smith.
Hey, Nate Smith, Manager Military Programs on the Talent Acquisition side at Fiserv. I'm an Army veteran as well, retired out December 31st of this past year after a 22-year career. And here at Fiserv, I work on finding creative pathways through fellowship, skill bridge, early career, and other avenues for veteran and military affiliated talent to include spouses as well. And excited to be on the call, and I'll kick it over to Sharice.
Hi, everyone. Charisse Lim. I am one of the campus and military recruiter for Fiserv. I'm based out of our Berkeley Heights, New Jersey office. I did not serve, but like I said, I do help hire for campus and military along with Nate and Seth and the rest of the team. Happy to be here. Looking forward to getting to know all of you.
Great. Thanks so much, Sharice. And with that being said, we're going to kick it back over to Nate. He's going to start us off with teaching you a little bit more about who Fiserv is and why, even though you may have never heard of us, we guarantee you probably use us every day.
So Jennifer gave a fantastic overview of what we do. I was kind of like wondering if we need to go through these slides. She knows the business fairly well, but so you'll see here, Pfizer moves more than money, right? We're recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the world's most admired companies, and we've had that distinction for 11 of the last 12 years. We're extremely proud of it. We're in that financial services tech space, right, of moving money and information. So go ahead and go to the next slide. We're a global leader in payments and fintech, and a lot of y'all might sit here, well, what does that mean, right? So we're the number one in merchant acquiring and issuer processing, also in mobile banking and online banking and bill payments and person-to-person payments as well. Been around for over 40 years, and the breadth of our business, or the span of our business, covers more than 100 different financial ecosystems, and we reach nearly 100% of U.S. households. You can see some other designations that we have for those that are in the service. You're probably familiar with Army Times, Air Force Times, etc. We're recognized as Best for Vets, top 10 again this year. We've had that distinction 9 of the last 10 years for employment opportunities for the veteran community. Next slide. So our aspiration is move money information in a way that moves the world. And these are just some of the figures behind what we do. And one thing that I want y'all to pay attention to is when we're operating at scale, we're conducting 12,000 transactions per second worldwide. Okay, I've already mentioned that we reach nearly 100% of U.S. households. But what I mean by that transaction space, right? You start your day off at the PX, the shop at, cup of coffee, a roll of meat, whatever you need. Something happens that makes your money AFI's money. And that's what I'm talking about, that transaction. By the end of the day, we've moved billions of dollars daily. We've conducted nearly 86 billion transactions in North America. Over 14% of the US GDP is processed through us. Um, we have 3.7 trillion in wire transfers. We're partnered with more than 3,700 financial institutions, and we have nearly 80 million US digital banking users on our platforms. Another thing that we do that people don't realize, and it's in the bottom right hand corner, that 3.5 billion of customer communications mailed. Your bank, your credit partner, even some other industries as well, may send you a billing statement, an account statement, some form of flyer or mailer. That's what I mean by that 3.5 billion customer communications mailed. We have a distinction of being the number one client for United States Postal Service first class mail. And we see that as a value add to the clients that we have, a way to generate more business with them. Next slide. So this is kind of a snapshot of what we do in a day. I don't know what time this was taken. Roughly 3:45 in the afternoon, a few months back, and you can see in the top left, we had conducted over 5.7. It looks like trillion in revenue, and over 98 million transactions at that point in the day. It shows us what states across the U.S. we're seeing the most volume, across what methods that we're seeing the most volume, whether it's tap, dip, swiping your card, using a mobile banking app. We can see it down to the city level. And then we also track what industry. So restaurants, do-it-yourself hardware, rideshare, Lyft, Uber, bill pay, utility services, etc., of where people are allocating their capital. Right below the Fiserv symbol, you'll see a little, looks like a speedometer, and that's our current TPS, or what we call transactions per second, where we're doing in the United States alone 3,700 TPS. Remember, we're a global company, so that probably is a lot higher when you bring in the global scale. Next slide. So Carrot and Clover, these are our two main platforms. Carrot is more for our enterprise clients. It's the framework that allows them to process payment in their data. So think Walmart, Amazon, Chewy.com, where my wife orders our dog food, Chick-fil-A, Target, grocery chains, things like that. This is the ecosystem or the operating system that allows them to conduct their commerce when you're in the store or when you're on their website or when you're using the app on their phone, on your phone. Clover is more for our small and mid-sized market. You've probably seen it out of the, in your local area at a small business, maybe a restaurant, but it's an operating system for them to run and grow their business, not just collect payment, but be a more effective business owner. Let them focus on the reasons that they got into business in the first place. They can opt into several different solutions on the cloud, such as inventory controls, social media marketing campaigns, scheduling their hourly associates, of course, their analytics. And the really cool thing about this is they can log in from anywhere. They don't have to be behind the desk. They don't have to be behind the computer. My father uses Clover for his cigar shop here in Atlanta. He likes to go to all my son's soccer games. He's able to log in from the sideline and make sure his two employees, coach and skip, are doing what they need to be doing, right? Seeing how the business is performing, and it allows him to interact with his clients more freely and drive revenue a little bit more effectively. Next slide. So we go back to Carrot, and I mentioned some brands that are on the Carrot platform. I'm sure you recognize a lot of these brands: Google, Home Depot, Lyft. Up in the Northeast, Wawa, fantastic little. Quick Trip is our version, or Bucky's down here in the Southeast. But Wawa is amazing. We need to get that down here. Costco, Fanatics, you name it. We partner across all segments. 9 of the 10 top global digital brands, top QSRs. That's quick service restaurant, if you didn't know that. U.S. grocers, gas stations, and retailers. We're across all verticals: retail, tech, health and insurance, grocery, gaming, sports. Next slide. So Clover, a little bit further at a glance, we currently have 765,000 plus merchants that are on the platform, with over 3.5 million devices that we've shipped. Now, the device comes in several different formats. You can have a full size, you can have a mini, you can have a handheld device, you can have a device that plugs up to your phone. Recently, we launched a new kiosk version that allows a business owner to not have to be there. Somebody can purchase an item, pay for it at the kiosk. I'm sure you've seen it on installation. I know they have it down at Fort Benning. Um, but you don't have to have somebody man the storefront. They can purchase the item right on the kiosk and go about their way. And over 313 billion in annualized gross payment volume, which is a good tick up year over year, about 17%. Uh, Mostly Clover is in the United States. 70% of the merchants we have on the platform are in the U.S., but we are growing in the Europe, Middle Eastern market as well as Latin America. We've just launched a new initiative in Japan and Australia as well. So that platform is currently expanding. Next slide. Solution enablement. So think this is like the app on your phone. My favorite, Chick-fil-A, right? I like to start my day off with a biscuit, although I got to probably trim that down a little bit. But that is an entire Fiserv solution. The ability to make a payment, order your food, pay for it before you get there, see menu items, get updates, reward system. That's all designed by Fiserv. Walmart and Zelle, where we're the number one enabler of Zelle. And then we're also the Pay in Apple Pay, and we're the Pay platform in Google Pay. The Milwaukee Bucks, that is an app that we have for the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. You can sit there courtside or wherever you get your seat. You don't have to leave your seat in the game. You can order your snacks, your food, your whatever you need from the seat. They'll bring it to you, all on the Milwaukee Bucks app. So just a couple examples of solution enablement that we do in the app side. Next slide. I'm going to kick it over to Seth to talk about CSR.
Yeah, appreciate it, Nate. So, that was a lot of information. And what I want you to take away from that is just to understand just the massive scope of different projects, different clients, different applications. And in order for a company of our size to be able to handle this many clients and applications and businesses and things, that's going to require a large, diverse set of candidates and people that are coming out of college. And so when you start thinking about, is Fiserv the type of place that I belong at, you can kind of start to see just so many different varieties of opportunities there when you start looking at job opportunities here. All right, so our corporate citizenship team, the reason we like to highlight this is, for one, we want to understand that, when you look at where you want to work, it's not just about the money, it's not just about the location, it's about who am I with? Do I see this as a place that's a cultural fit? Do I see this as a place that 5, 10, 15 years from now, am I going to still have the drive, the tools in place, the resources in place for me to continuously succeed in my professional endeavors? And that's what our CSR, our corporate citizenship teams really is at the crux of what we do, right? We have over 88,000 ERG members, which is our employee resource groups. We have 8 different affinity groups in that, and that ties everything from Asian Leadership Council, Military Leadership Council, all the way down to LGBTQ, women empowerment. So we've got lots of different chapters and areas that really helps you thrive and build that drive to bring your best self to work. Because we really believe that in order to bring your best, to do the best you can to support our clients, we want to make sure that you are your best version of yourself. Within our corporate citizenship team, we have the Fiserv Salutes, which is where I manage most of my time under our military and veteran affairs programming. That is our nationwide strategic programming from the CEO on down supported. You have a QR code there. I invite you to scan that QR code to learn a little bit more in depth about all the different things we do. Highlight here understanding our Vet Edge policy that says that people that are military affiliated, when they apply to roles within Fiserv, we're giving you priority on a lot of on how you're applying, and we want to make sure that those who are military affiliated are getting seen and recognized. And our military team that's on this call here is ensuring that we're going in and being able to work with the recruiters and the other hiring managers to try to make sure that you are being seen for the value that you bring to Fiserv. military spouses, we have a commitment to military spouses, and we continue to stand by them in the case of PCSs and other things that happen that come up during the life of a military spouse. Fantastic military leave policy. If you're in the Guard or the Reserve, when you come on to Fiserv, we have a phenomenal policy that's going to ensure that when your training, your annual training, and deployments come up, that we're here to support you every step of the way. And that includes having either full pay to cover while you're deployed or differential pay depending on how long you're gone. And that is something that we stand behind fully because we believe it can be stressful enough being in the military and trying to work and leave your family behind. One of the least things that we can do is make sure that there is a community behind you, and then we're trying to help you financially as best we can. If you're interested in starting your own business out there, right, we have a whole pillar dedicated to veteran businesses and entrepreneurship, and we're more than happy to discuss that at another time. You can always connect with me on that. And of course, our experience, I talked about that, the employee resource groups, and what it really, for us coming on here, if you join our early career program, we have a whole separate welcome aboard session along with tailored mentorship opportunities for you while you're in the analyst program or the internship program to really help ensure that you're transitioning into the corporate world. We're doing everything we can to help support you in that way. Support to National Guard and Reserve, I talked about that a lot earlier. Just highlighting again, orders over 30 days, we're supporting that 100% paid, depending on how long you've been with the company. We also cover 90 days of that training each year, and then military family leave up to 26 work weeks in a 12-month period. Happy to talk about that more, and that's actually a whole separate conversation under our specialized military onboarding and other onboarding that you'll get when you join Fiserv. Okay, awards aren't why we do these things, but we do submit for these awards, and we put a lot of work into the surveys and a lot of work into the ecosphere inside Fiserv to make sure that we are eligible to receive these awards so that we can make sure that we're able to share that with people like yourself who are interested in Fiserv, that we can show all the work that we're doing. You know, U.S. Veterans Magazine, military friendly, Vets Indexes, the last 5 years, 5-star with them. Nate mentioned 9 out of 10 years, Military Times Best for Vets in the top 10, reserve friendly, and of course, we're a partner of excellence again this year, awarded at NatCon with Student Veterans of America. We continue to dedicate a lot of time and effort and coordination and work with our leadership to make sure that we continue to get these awards. Outside of this, if you haven't had an opportunity to, I really strongly encourage you to check out 50 Strong's mentorship platform. We have a whole team on there. It's not just myself, Nate. We've got a lot of team on there that aren't typically dealing with military, but they have dedicated time out of their schedule to provide mentorship opportunities. And this doesn't necessarily have to be tied to you looking for a job. Sometimes it's just looking for guidance on how you can move forward in whatever your career and professional aspirations are. So if you haven't had a chance, I highly recommend you check it out. 15 minutes is sometimes all it takes to move you in the next, that next pathway that you need. And that said, I'm going to move it back over to Nate or to Sharice, whoever wanted to take this one, and we will continue on. All our finding talent.
I'm going to send it over to Sharice.
The first slide is actually, what's the next slide?
All right,
can you move on?
Right, so I just want to pause here for a second. We'll move over to Sharice. I apologize. Our slides slightly out of what I thought it was. There's an opportunity to scan our QR codes to get linked into our LinkedIn profiles. More and more, we'll post those in the chat as well. So we're just going to move on.
Oh, this is me. Yes, thanks so much. So Fiserv, we're a global company, right? So we have a few offices across US and outside of US, but this is just to kind of highlight what we have here in the US. We do mainly hire for the ones that you see on screen here. So Berkeley Heights, New Jersey, like I mentioned earlier, is where I'm located. We do hire a lot of early careers there, as well as in Alpharetta, Georgia, Omaha, Nebraska, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where our headquarters is located. Next, please. Nate, I think this is you.
Yeah. So, various ways you can create impact, right? So most of our roles are in the tech space, probably about 70%, right? If you're looking at a career in application development or software engineering, some of those apps that I showcased earlier, and working on some of the platforms that I showcased earlier. We've got a great early career program on the tech side underneath our tech analyst program that is a good place to start looking. Again, like Cherie said, mostly in Berkeley Heights, Alpharetta, Omaha, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Milwaukee. Uh, data, more data. You can imagine the kinds of data, the amount of data that we see with the transactions that take place. How do we showcase that, right? How do we use that responsibly and effectively? There's an opportunity for you here as well. Infrastructure, working on some of our enterprise platforms that we talked about earlier. And then on the general business side, whether it's project and product management, so that's being a owner of a product, helping with implementations, taking our solutions to the client, making sure we're meeting their expectations. Risk and audit, if you're a six shop guy or gal, Signal, I think it's a great path for you. A lot of your functionality is in compliance and audit and making sure that the networks are good to go. It's a good place to look. Sales, don't overlook sales. We have both inside sales and remote sales opportunities. Good place to make impact as well. Next slide. Holistic benefits program with a focus on prevention and wellness. And like what Seth said earlier, you can't bring your best self if you are not your best self. And we put a lot of intention in our benefits package that comes with being an associate here. A couple of them that I'd like to highlight. Everybody's got a good healthcare plan, dental plan, all those good things. But some things that we do that I wanted to highlight. So we offer an employee stock purchase program. Once per quarter, you're able to purchase Fiserv stock at a discounted rate, usually about 5 points below market close towards the end of the quarter. But it's a good way for you to start saving for the future. 401k savings plan, we offer up to a 4% match on the 401k. Just a great investment for you down the road. Fuel Your Life Wellness Program. This is a great opportunity for you to monitor your health and take advantage of nutrition programs. We do a walk challenge across the firm twice a year, a step challenge. That's what I was looking for, the word. But you can get tips on mental health, on cardiovascular health, nutrition. Know your numbers is going on right now. We're just great resources for you to take better care of you and your family. And you can also earn points for participating in that program that equates to money to an HSA or a quarterly drawing for additional living proof points, which I highlighted below, which is the opportunity to recognize your fellow colleagues that help you out. So if I do something for Sharice, she can send me, living proof points, 200, 500, up to 1,000. That equals money, right? That equals items on the platform, or you can exchange it for gift cards. I did all of my wife's Christmas shopping with living proof points this past year. I saved myself a ton of money. So it's a great program. All my lawn care equipment from Home Depot gift cards off of living proof, brand new stuff. It's a good way to save money. Our award-winning military leave program that Seth touched on, I've had to use it a few times through my career. Really just made a really big impact on our financial health and giving me the comfort to know that my family was taken care of while I was off doing the government's business. Student debt solutions to help repay student debts and student loans if you have them. And then tuition reimbursement. We believe in continuing education. We believe in growing your career and getting those certifications. If you are pursuing a secondary degree that benefits the business, we'll reimburse you for that tuition. Next slide. So pathways to employment. I'm going to let Sharice touch on the early career programs.
Next slide. What? Okay,
Yeah.
So the early career program, thanks, Nate. So we do have two early career programs. Let's start with the summer internship program. So the summer internship program at Fiserv is a 10-week paid program. So essentially what we want our interns to accomplish is to have that real life work experience, right? You're going to be integrated with the same projects that your team is working on. We don't have time to really create mock projects. So we want to make sure that you're gaining that work experience within that 10-week program here with us. You can take a look at this program as your 10-week interview for the analyst program, which we'll cover in a minute. But Some of the perks for the summer internship program is you'll get the projects, right? You could be like one big project throughout the summer, depending on the team that you're assigned to. It could be multiple projects within that 10-week program. Towards the end of the program, you'll have to present your projects in front of your team, your group, potentially during the graduation, the internship graduation day. Outside of your day-to-day, your projects are still going to be priority, but we still want to make sure you're participating in the programming aspect of it. So we do provide networking opportunities. It could be leadership speaker series, volunteer opportunities. It could be, really a lot of different things. We want to make sure you're again gaining the best experience possible within that 10 weeks. Now, within the analyst program, it is a 10-week. The analyst program is a 2-year rotational program. What this means is if you do get into the program, you will be assigned to the team that you interviewed with and get an offer from. You'll be with them for the whole year, all 12 months, working on projects, collaborating with other analysts if they have more than one, but definitely working with other associates and leadership within your team. And then for your second year, you can rotate to a different department, different team within your business unit. We do have 2 cohorts, typically a January and a June cohort. So we're pretty much done with January at this point. So we're looking into filling our June start date, June 22nd. The beauty of this program is it is a full-time role. It's not a contract or anything. So all of our analysts also get benefits. And then after the 2-year program, really, depending on or based on your performance, they change your title and they look at compensation after that. And similarly, with the internship program, we also provide a lot of different networking opportunities. We do have a group for some of our main locations called Analyst Events Committee. It's a fun way to really kind of, get yourself out there, planning your own events, networking with your cohorts and stuff. Anything else in this slide, Nate, that you want to add, or we can move on to next steps?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. So talking about the volunteer opportunities, these are just some of the intern-led volunteers that we had last summer. Our Berkeley Heights summer interns actually did 2. They collected some school supplies for our local high school, St. Vincent's Academy. They also went to a location called Jersey Cares where they packed some snacks. In King of Prussia, they actually went to, this is one of my favorites, they went to an animal rescue to help clean some crates, walk the dogs, help give them baths. For our, I think Milwaukee, I don't think it's on this slide, but they actually participated in Ladahone as well, which was pretty neat. I think they placed 4th, the judges' choice, first and the judges' choice, but 4th overall, which was really nice. Next slide. Okay, so these are just some of the photos from the interns this past summer, just some of the nice things that they've done throughout the summer here. And this is our careers page. We also put it in the chat. So if you're interested, definitely look into our careers page. Set up a job alert when you get into a careers page. That way, if today, let's say you don't see a role that you might be interested in, if you sign up for job alerts, it'll give you that email notification when something does get posted. And then you can email our military email. I think Seth or Nate can put that in the chat. Once you submit an application, definitely send us an email through there. Let us know that you met us through this event, and we'll happy to connect with you later. Oh, and this is what it is, the job alert. Thanks.
So, and I'll hit this. So this is what I want y'all to do. Go through a careers page like Sharice was discussing, find those open opportunities. Early career is probably what your best bet is. But if you're looking for something else too, don't hesitate to search that as well. Submit your application. Okay, that's important. And then I want you to send a list of the roles you applied to. Try to be intentional about what you're doing. Don't send me a whole list of 10, but cap it at about 3. to military recruitment at Fiserv.com. Again, as Cherie said, mention the event today that you connected with us. Attach your resume. Make sure you join the Fiserv military talent pipeline. Make sure you got your work set up better, and we'll review it. We'll take a look at your resume, and then we'll begin the process. Right? If you're aligned, we'll reach out to your team and set up some conversations. It's really simple. Seth and I are the only two on that inbox. I'm in it every day. Literally, 24-hour response time is what I shoot for. So that is the best way to get a hold of us, and the best way to let us know that you applied is at militaryrecruitment@Fiserv.com. Next. And I think that covers it. I want to make sure you all have a chance to get those QR codes, but we're here for your questions, and hopefully you got some information out of the presentation, and we'll go from there.
I think Nate was having some connection issues, but at that point, we're going to pause here, open it up for questions. And if you don't have questions, we just hope to see you in our email inbox or on our LinkedIn.
Hey, everyone, if you want to ask a question, go ahead, or you can drop it in the chat.
Yeah, I have a question. Hi, my name is Antonio. What do you want on our resumes, including what kind of certification should I be looking for to stand out? Because I know Syracuse isn't the only one applying to you guys. And since I have analyst experience now, but mainly I was just wondering what kind of certification should I be looking for? What should I try and achieve before applying to your guys' roles as a security analyst, of course?
Well, hey, great question, Antonio, and thanks for asking. With any application, with any role that you're looking to apply to, you want to make sure your resume is tailored for that position. Okay, that's step number one. If it's calling for a certain certification that you possess, make sure that's on your resume. You always want to review the job description, review your base resume, make sure the resume you submit off your base is tailored to the role that you're going for. Okay, look for those keywords, look for those skill sets, highlight those things, and you should be good to go. But we gave you the in to get a hold of us, to get it in front of us on that military recruitment inbox, and that's one step ahead of a lot of other folks who are just sending applications into the ether, right? So tailoring the resume is the most important thing you can do, in my opinion.
I also just want to add to that. I agree with Nate. Definitely, trying to tailor your resume to what you're applying for. But also the beauty of the program, Antonio, is, we know this is an early career role, right? So we're not expecting you to know everything. As long as you're curious, you're open to learning, you want to be in Fiserv, you're excited to be part of the team. Certifications is actually not really a requirement. It's good to have for the early career. So if you have that, definitely put it on your resume.
And the last thing, I don't know if we covered this for the early career programs, but we do require a 3.0 GPA or higher to be considered. If you were below that threshold, think of it like the military. A standard is a standard. 2.999 repeating isn't a 3.0, and we've got to hold that line. If you're looking for finance, that GPA requirement is going to be a 3.5 or higher. I currently don't have any finance analyst program opportunities or internship opportunities available right now. Fill those up relatively quickly in the cycle. But I want to make sure y'all are tracking the GPA requirement. For the internship program, you have to be actively seeking an undergraduate degree. So, I got the resume book from Jen a couple days ago. I read through it. I saw, a lot of ECP resumes in there. A lot of folks from Milledgeville. You know what I'm talking about, down here in South Georgia at GMC. Y'all are qualified for that as long as you're actively pursuing the undergraduate degree before May 2026. You're good to go for internship. Same for the analyst program. You got to be undergraduate complete. Now with military candidates, I get a little, y'all are a little bit different. Some of y'all might have been on active duty. That's all you've done, gotten your degree while you're on active duty, and then you pursue a graduate degree. I get some argument there. So yeah, those are just some things to consider. Make sure you send me that resume to militaryrecruitment@fiserv.com, and we'll take a look and put you down the right path. A great question. Who else has got another one?
All right. Well, I mean, this is your last opportunity to engage with us directly. After this, it's going to be via email. And I guarantee you will not get as quick and an accurate response as you have now. So I'll give one more call out with a chance for you to shoot out your questions.
Yeah, I got another question actually. Like you said, ECP. I'm obviously a senior now. I'm about to graduate,
Yeah,
and Bullock's a big thing that's about to happen. I still haven't got my date, so I don't really
great,
know
great,
when.
great,
But
great.
but for that early analyst role, how would that work with me? Should I do Bullock first and then try and get in, or should it be before?
You, you're not going to get your bullet date until Cadet Command finds you a slot, right? So something I don't know what branch are you?
Uh, Army, I'm gonna be a logistics officer right now.
Like, so you're waiting for something out of Fort Gregg Adams or whatever we're calling it nowadays. I can't remember, and I know that on the Logie track, it's on the quartermaster track, it's tough to find seats.
Mhm.
So do not wait for a bullet date to go ahead and get in the analyst program. Once that bullet date occurs, you're covered. We support that. I've brought on a couple lieutenants from North Georgia that are here now, and one cyber, and the other one is Intel. And I think the Intel guy, he's getting ready to go to Bullock in the next couple of months, the Georgia Guard, and the other is waiting for his cyber date. We will honor that. Don't let waiting for your bullet date hold you up from applying to a program. And no, we don't. We're good. We got you, brother. Or
Okay.
sir. We'll take care of that. Okay.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
And I know Nate or Sharice, you could probably talk to this more, but another key thing there where he also talks about not waiting for the Bullock is, you're only qualified for the analyst program for a certain amount of time post grad or post after you get your degree. And I'll let them highlight, what that time limit is, but keep that in mind.
Yeah. For the analyst program, it's less than 2 years professional, relevant work experience. Okay. I get a lot of veterans, a lot of Army, Marine, Navy that say, well, I've been working for the last 4 years. Well, that's not relevant professional work experience to me. That's active duty service that adds to, what you've been doing and who you are. So I'm talking like, 2 years as a financial analyst for, one of the big four or something like that. That's where that kind of phases in. Now, if you're looking for like a sales academy opportunity, there's a little bit of leeway there as well. But it all depends on what your story is, what you've been doing the last 4 years, and then how I can, assess it where I can present it to Charisse or one of my other colleagues on the team and make it meet the requirements.
Question, Nate. Nate or Sharice, you can answer this. What if somebody got their undergrad and now they're over at Syracuse and maybe they're going for a second undergrad, but their first undergrad was maybe a couple of years ago and now they're pursuing something different, right? We all know, especially if they're a veteran, maybe they got their degree. We always
Yep.
joke their degree in underwater basket weaving, and now they're looking for something real. How does that impact somebody looking for the analyst program?
Yeah, so there's a lot of, in uniform, there's a lot of great programs and a lot of great ways to get your degree while you're serving, whether it's through American University, Liberty, Southern New Hampshire, right? The list goes on, Western Governors, where they offer classroom assignments on post. while you're serving. Okay. Um, and then you go pursue another degree or a graduate degree, you name it. I get argument room when you do it on active duty and you're making that transition. Now, all of our analysts and internship rates are at a set rate of pay. Okay, it's a cohort based approach. If you're within that comp range and that's acceptable to you, then that just helps you out. So it's a case thing based on your individual doing in the service and all those other things for me to have argument. Okay, and then make presentation to the team and then go from there.
And Sharice, what's your opinion on that from the tech side here, especially like Berkeley Heights? We're just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road from Syracuse. On the tech side, say somebody got a liberal arts degree, and now they're pursuing like a computer science degree. Would you still consider them competitive for one of your tech roles here in Berkeley Heights?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It also depends on what the hiring managers are looking for as far as experience wise. Tech could be, really anything, right? Cyber, software engineer, IT, so it's a lot of different areas within technology. So I would say we can definitely connect and look at your skills, your resume, and I can also help maybe tailor it to what the managers might want to look for or might want to see before scheduling an interview. But I just want to add, we're a very military friendly company. So we want to make sure we're helping you the best way we can for you to land a role here at Fiserv.
Okay, well, if we don't have any further questions, I'm going to turn it back over. Oh, we got another one from Antonio.
Oh, Antonio's got another one.
So I know you guys you said you help with tuition assistance for individuals in the future. I was wondering if you do that also for if I wanted to go for a certification during I don't know if I heard, but I was wondering if you guys also help with not tuition, financial support for getting like a CISSP certification or a Security Plus certification, etc.
Yes, as long as it makes, well, go ahead, Nate.
Well, I was going to just add, as long as it makes sense for the business, right? As long as it brings a
Right.
benefit to the business. So I can't, at me, I've already got my grad degree. I can't sit there and go, hey, I want to go get my Juris Doctorate or a PhD or something, and something that doesn't apply to what I'm doing. There's got to be a benefit to the business. It's got to be along the career path. It's got to be a certification that's needed for the business, and we'll take care of it. I could probably go get my PMP. I know several of my colleagues over here got their SHRM, and what's the other one in human resources? There's several that the business paid for the exam there. So yeah, as long as it meets the needs of the business.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. But you get a lot of other stuff through the VA and GI Bill. Look at those avenues too. See if you can get Cadet Command to pay for it.
All right, well, if Antonio, last call. All right. You
All right, Antonio, I didn't think of another one.
I swear I've met you in person. Maybe you just got the face, but I feel like we met.
Yeah, we met forgot his name. I don't know why I'm forgetting now, but he emailed you. We did an interview. I just didn't get to the first round of interviews. But I'm guessing because I didn't tailor my resume, so I'm gonna make sure I tailor it properly this time. And I also didn't have I didn't have any experience. Now I do. So I'll hit about 7 months of experience in the student analyst role at CUSE. So crossing my fingers, I hopefully join you guys, but we'll see.
Look, I'll just let you know, we get a ton of applications for early career programs. I think for Berkeley Heights, when I was posting finance roles, for Berkeley Heights in New York about 4 or 5 months ago. I had 300 plus applications within like 4 or 5 days. Right. It's tough getting out there. So you got to make sure you stand out above everybody else, and do what we told you to do, and you should be fine. That's a step above a lot of other folks.
And use your resources as well. You gained new network here, so happy to help in any way we can. I'm sure Syracuse is providing a lot of different good resources, but let us know what we can help with.
I definitely will. You'll definitely be
Oh.
hearing from. Thank you.
Somebody raise their hand. JC?
Yes, sir, that's me. So first of all, thank you for your time. There's a bunch of gold nuggets here, I'd say. But the reason that I joined online here was to see what you folks had as far as on the entrepreneurial aspect of it. You did brush on that a bit ago. I took a screenshot because I wasn't able to kind of catch up to it. But if you could just speak a little bit more on what resources you folks provide to veteran business owners.
Yeah. So most of our resources, right, is through our partnerships, right? We have a really phenomenal partnership. We're one of the founding members of the Coalition for Veteran-Owned Businesses with Syracuse University. And actually in New York City, we're having a military entrepreneurship forum at Citi Field on April 1st. But we partner a lot with our partners to ensure that we're helping you get the resources you need. So I think it depends on what it is you're looking for. I mean, are you in the ideation phase? Do you have a small business? Are you looking to help get some more resources? Maybe looking into ways to help scale your business? Like, what exactly are you looking for?
Establishment at the moment. So currently, I have ideation. I've submitted that through the folks at SU. They said it looks good. So I think I'll execute. But at the same time, I just wanted to get as much on the resourcing. I know that there was a method where you folks did like payments and receivables and all that.
And we do. That's true. I mean, we have a veteran-owned business offer through Clover that we can get you set up. You can get discounts initially starting out, getting your processing going. We have free processing days on Veterans Day, 4th of July, and there's some other benefits that happen throughout the year. Once you get set up, if you determine that Clover is the best path for you at that point in time. I'm a firm believer that Clover is the best path for everybody. It's just finding when is that the best time to implement it into your business. You being in ideation phase might not be quite ready yet for it, but it's always a good idea to kind of check out Clover and make sure that you're working the right way. I'd also highly recommend with you. Are you in New York? Are you up in the Syracuse area?
No, I'm over in DC. I'm working out at the Pentagon there. And,
okay, so there's some really cool no, great. So there's some cool resources. Obviously, your VBOC. If you haven't connected with your VBOC, which is your Veteran Business Outreach Center in the area, and you can go on to the Small Business Administration, or you can just Google VBOC in my area, and you can find your local one. If you were up in the New York area, I'd say the McNulty Center is phenomenal. Amy Amoroso, she's great. But you can go on to SBA, and that can help connect you with your local VBOC. They can help you a lot. They've got a ton of resources, market research, other things like that can ensure that you're planning things out. They can help you build out your business plan and things like that. You're in the DC area, so we also have a partner. It's Dog Tag Bakery. Dog Tag Bakery. They don't do dog treats, right? They're a regular bakery, but they also have a fellowship, and they do cohorts in DC and in Chicago. So it's really fantastic that you're in the DC area. They have a bakery in DC, and if you get picked up for their cohort, I think it's like 11 weeks. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Go on their website, but you can get into their cohort, and you go in there. They teach you all the ins and outs of running a business. You actually help run the bakery and a lot of things. And then like our company, as long as then probably some other companies out there, we also volunteer help provide feedback on resume stuff, help provide feedback on pitch competitions for you to promote your business. Um, but then definitely connect with Syracuse University and their IVMF on their entrepreneurship branch, because they have different things like Vet Edge coming up that's down in Dallas. But the military entrepreneurship forums are fantastic. Those are, I think, more for people who actually already have their business established. So that might be a little bit ahead of the game for you. But that's just a couple of the resources there. By all means, connect with me on LinkedIn. You can shoot me a message if what I told you doesn't make sense, or if you need me to repeat anything, happy to connect with you there.
Thank you.
And Seth, the last thing I'll add outside of like Fiserv and everything, that IVMF and VBOC and several other avenues for you. Uh, Look in your local area for incubators if you haven't. I know here in Atlanta we've got, I think, 3 or 4 of them off the top of my head in downtown, and some of, I know 2 of them have veterans programs where they waive the fee to be a member of the incubator, and they'll provide you office space, and it's a good collaborative environment. You can engage with other small business owners or folks that are starting their own line, um, and work on like some best practices kind of stuff. Uh, but you should be able to find that through your SBC and VBOC. They'll know of them, but look at the incubator route too.
Thank you.
I just threw a couple links in there, but also, definitely check out IVMF through Syracuse. Ton of resources there. All right then. Well, hey, I really appreciate everyone's time. We're almost at time. Don't see any other hands up, but of course, you guys know how to connect with us. Jennifer's always a phenomenal resource as well, that she can connect us with you if they have a question. But whether it be entrepreneurship, experience, or associate engagement, or employment, we're here to support you. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Jennifer. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Couple little things. I dropped the LinkedIn links to everyone's to Fiserv's team's profile pages. So go right ahead and click on those, make those connections. And again, I just want to thank the entire Fiserv team for sharing their time today, their expertise, and their insight with our students today. We really appreciate your commitment to supporting military connected talent and highlighting meaningful career and entrepreneurship pathways through Fiserv. To our students, thank you so much for your engagement and your thoughtful questions. I encourage you to take what you learned today and to continue exploring opportunities at Fiserv and beyond. And of course, on behalf of the Office of Veteran Military Affairs, I just want to thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the future at another OVMA Career Connections event. And again, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and have a great weekend. Thank you.